So the next one that we want to go into here, we like to dub the unwilling incumbent. And this is another situation where you can look at policy and procedure as being a bit of a paper tiger. And you'll see this in circumstances where a company, an organization, believes in succession planning and they are asking a position holder of influence in a business to participate in the succession process when they personally do not feel that their role is complete and they still have more to give and they still want to work longer. And this kind of unwilling participant can become a big thorn in the process of succession planning. Jim, can you elaborate on that?
Sure. This is a case where you have someone that has reached their end of their shelf life, to say it nicely, and it should be ending, and yet they aren't really ready to go. And if they stay in chair and they don't buy into the process, what happens is that the person coming in is underpowered right away. The person who's coming in feels that they have a job to do, and that job can't be done without the approval of this person who essentially won't leave. And so, if the person won't leave, doesn't leave, whether it's in reality or just in the sense of their influence, it undermines the effectiveness of the new person in the job, makes it impossible for them to be happy. And maybe more importantly, I like the word attrition there. If it's a strong individual that you've hired and they come into the organization and they're expecting to do something, and the minute they're shot down the third time, it's pretty well over because they can't succeed there. They can't be happy there. And the changes that we all wanted when we initiated the search can't happen because the person in the chair has not been willing to let go. And now I'll add one last piece to that. This can be helped if it's understood in the beginning, if the implication of that person, the effect of that person is explained to the person, and they understand how they're going to hurt others and the organization, they'll oftentimes understand the need to step back. But it needs to be worked through. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes patience and persistence.
I appreciate that. I'd add a few things. One of the telltale signs when you're in a succession planning process for an individual, and there's a version of this line that we hear a lot that is, "I will die at my desk." You cannot put a succession plan in place for a person who is never going to leave their desk. And if you're beginning to do that, you are going to end up wasting time and causing conflict. There's this notion where, like, I actually think it comes from media or comes from the past. I'm not sure, but this idea of a gold watch, where you're going to take someone who has been committed their career to a company, and you're going to give them a gold watch, and then they sail off in the sunset, and everyone's happy. In most cases, when we're working with families, there's no real way to give these long-term people a gold watch and ask them to exit. And there's this big focus on what next is for the role they're in without a focus on what next is for the incumbent. If you don't start with where that person is going to move, and it doesn't mean that they just are exited from the company. You can't exit them from the company. So instead, you need to look at how they're going to add value while still making space for a new person to come into the business. Wondering if your family, or perhaps one of your clients, if you're not a family business yourself, but you work with families, is ready to address succession planning, you can visit our website for all sorts of free resources, including a readiness assessment, as well as an ebook about hiring non-family executives, and a wealth of perspective that can help you explore your own journey in succession planning in your family company.